letting no one know. I had to take a risk. You asked what time it is. I checked my berry wrist and say, I think it's time we kissed. Left one home, happy to embarrassed at the crack of dawn. And I pray that I'm next. She's a woman, it's not just a thing to sacrifice. She's the kind of thing that makes you harder. Ooh. Hello. Oh, finally I can see the YouTube chats. Perfect. So it appears that I have solved that problem. Let me see if I can see Twitch chat as well. Is it gonna keep playing? We might have this just about figured out, you guys. God, I'm obsessed with her. I wanna Jennifer. Twitch. That's a little loud. Drop that down. I don't need a noise gate. I think probably a noise suppressor. Okay, so that'll solve that. Okay. Hello! Hello, welcome, welcome. I am pretty sure we fixed the chat issue, so now I can see the chats from YouTube and Twitch. I just have to figure out if my noise gate is working now. Hopefully it's not clipping you guys, because I can't hear it on my audio quite yet. Hello, hello. Turns out audio work is much easier to do when you're not live streaming, so that is a new thing for me to have to learn. I'll probably have to dig back through and find all of my audio engineering notes from back in the day from doing podcasts. Maybe we get that podcast going back again, but with books this time instead of smut. Different kind of smut, turns out. Okay, so that's sounding good. It sounds like we're not clipping anymore. Maybe I can... Speakers, maybe I bring those down just a touch. Oh, thank you. I have 10,000 yards of it. And that's part of why I was so very late today. My hairstylist was dyeing all of the grays that I have in my 30s. Let's see here. Keynotes, game capture. Am I a Baldur's Gate character? No, but I have played an uncomfortable amount of Baldur's Gate. I tried to do that for my original stream, but I got too distracted. I got too much of the tism to be playing Baldur's Gate and paying attention at the same time. Overlay. I bet I could get rid of... Oh, I see. I have extra audio in here. And that is contributing to the clipping. Alright, so we have speakers. Those look like... Are those noise gated? No. Alright, I think that should solve the problem. How's the audio on you guys' end? Is it good? Is it crazy? I do not play Roblox. What class am I? I'm really fond of the Ranger class. Really big fan of Baldur's Gate Rangers. I feel like they're OP. Let me just mute myself because I cannot pay attention. Let's see here. I see. Yeah, I don't know that I play Roblox. Let's see on Steam here with the last couple of things I played. I also am quite fond of rogue characters. Those are pretty fun. Back when I used to play World of Warcraft, I had a... Is it a hunter class? I think it's hunter. Dread Ambusher. Yeah. So, if I remember right, I was like a night elf and whatever the ranger hunter class was in that. I was obsessed with it. And I had... my friends took me all the way to, like, the snowy biome, and I had a snow leopard that I would go through and do all that stuff. And then I got obsessed with, like, the raptor animal class, and I would just go everywhere with this raptor, which was impossible because they can only eat meat, so it was like terrible everywhere we go. We did not have like nearly enough resources to keep that thing like being well behaved, so it was actually better to have a bear, because then you could do meat and you could feed it like vegetables or whatever. What do you play? Play as in like class or play as in games? Even in hello. Oh yeah, I play lots of Dark Urge. I think that the most I have on here though is actually just like I don't know. I don't mind playing an evil character, but I really enjoyed playing Ranger, and then I think halfway through my second playthrough I switched to a Bard, because I've always wondered why everybody's so like cranky about Bards being like super OP. But loved playing a Bard. That was super fun. Where is my... Did I totally drop my Spotify while I was doing that? Oh, I see. So I have Spotify on there. I wonder if I can do start a jam. Invite people. Yes. Oh, yes. Hello. I don't know how to super chat on here. I'm pretty new to this whole multi-streaming sitch. I just lost audio. One sec. How do I fix that? We should be able to play this on multiple. Can I play this on 2 devices? Hopefully that plays on both. Let me see. That's also on here as well. Come on. Yes, Squirrel. Yes. You're being very helpful. Such a helpful kitty. Where am I even getting... Nope, that switched it. Dang it. One of these days I'll figure out having this go to like 4 different places. But till then, I'm going to switch this over here to the linked playlist. She's the devil, sharpening her horns and hiding little ones on her head. Ooh, I think I can probably share the Spotify code to that so that you guys can still listen to the same thing. Oh, thank you for the follow, you guys. I appreciate that. I'm trying to figure out the music sitch in the background for you guys. Ooh, perfect. Be the one to save you all. Listen and add songs. I don't necessarily want you guys to add songs. Let others change. Oh, there we go. That's how you fix it. Now only you can control what's playing. Guests can still add to the queue. Oh, I don't want to add to the queue. I just want to share the playlist. How do I share this with you guys? Does anybody know how to share Spotify playlists? Squirrel, first of all, you don't speak English. I don't know how you would help me with that. Link private. Copy link to playlist. There we go. Nope, don't want that. Embed playlist. Back to get her back again. If she wants to save you, I can be the one to save you. She wants to love her, I can be the one. Right. Let's see here. I do have a Spotify playlist for the book that I'm currently writing because it helps me kind of get into the vibe of how the book should be written. I'm trying to figure out how to share that with you guys, though. Where is the... Na, 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 na. Oh, I guess I could just do this. Let's see how that goes. Hopefully that works. So now you guys can jam along. So right now I'm working on a contemporary fiction book called Where the Feedback Ends. It's got drugs, it's got musicians, it has 3 ways. Well, at least one, I think, if I remember right. Yeah, I think there's just one. Nope, there's 2. So it is really fun to write, but I need to finish the last 6 chapters to make my June deadline. And what? Squirrel. She didn't want anything to do with me for pretty much the entirety of the day, and now she's, like, desperate for my attention. Yeah, you're a little scamp. You're a little scamp. She spent all day long just hanging out with her little boy toy, and now she wants to be the center of the attention. First of all, I mean, just look at her. She's such a cutie, such a star. Yeah, you're so helpful. She actually did help me write the first book, though. Every time I would sit at my computer and I would start writing, she would take that as her cue to sit on my lap. And you know how you can't move when there's a cat in your lap? So that's basically how I wrote 100,000 Words and my debut novel, Bite, which is a vampire romantasy book. And if you guys are down for stuff like that, I have a bunch of ARC Read stuff still available for that. I opened up a second ARC Read for that. So if you guys want to read that for free, go for it. I'll give you guys the link to that. I'm pretty sure I remembered to put it on my channel, but I don't know if I remembered to do it on YouTube. So let me check that real quick. I think it's on, nope, it's on the correct. So right now I'm streaming from my kind of like dinking around YouTube because I have the correct amount of followers on there, but I actually have a designated YouTube for all of my writing and stuff, and that's going to be at Birdflock Official on YouTube, and that's where I have all of the links for reading stuff. And if you're trying to write your own novel, I also have a 30 tips in 30 days email campaign that's totally free, and it'll give you all the tips that helped me write my debut novel, and eventually I will also include how to publish all of those things once I get that totally figured out and can encompass it into simple actionable steps for anybody that's trying to write their own novel. But if you just like to read novels and want to read one for free that's kind of saucy, pretty naughty, I have the ARC Reader spots available for that on the correct writing YouTube, which is BYRDFLOCKOFFICIAL. Don't know how to spell official without actually reading that. That's a big, complicated word for me. But oh, sweet. Yeah, I love kitty cats. Right now, I have all 3 of them on my bed, just like vibing. They're so cute. So in 2020, I fostered a litter of kittens, and then me and my husband got completely obsessed with them because he's never fostered before. So now we have 3 cats. Technically, I have 5 cats, but those other 2 don't count because they are technically my grandma's cats. So, and they're 2 twins and their naughty sister. And when they get together, we call them the council because they do crimes together. And a family that crimes together stays together. Am I right? Am I right? So, kittens are the best. I actually just did some TNR at the beginning of this month, and I am going to have a kitty cat adopted out. There's this gentleman that has mini cats, and they are teeny tiny forever. They're like 6 pounds at the most. So cute. Absolutely. Absolutely. Like, what were they doing the other day? They had lured a vole into the house, and so I had to, like, capture a vole, and then they were mad at me because I'd captured the vole. But it's okay, they got a payout. I'm secretly using my cats to catalog species. They're very handy for writing up, like, what little critters are in the area. They're pretty good at delivering lizards to me in the springtime. Very pleased with that. And they caught me a bat, which was super cute. It was a little brown myotis. Fun fact about me, I was going to be a bat biologist at one point, but I am terrified of rabies vaccinations, so I didn't pursue that as a career. But if you guys want to look up the cutest thing ever, there is something called the... Oh, where did I put it? I have an entire compendium of all of the little critters that live in my state. It is called the spotted bat, but they live in Owyhee County, and it is an adorable little bat that is black with white polka dots. Super cute, super fun. And it lives in the cave systems down here. Cute. L-O-V-E, what's your sign? Oh, a vole. A vole is like a mouse, but bigger and with a really short, stubby tail. With the dark brown eyes. Do you love me, love me, love me, love me, love me, love me? Nice. Okay, so we did make some progress. Our current dilemma is guys only. What is something that a girl texted you that absolutely gutted you? Toxic texts that you still talk about and think about years later. The prompt for... Oh, Jesus. The prompt for this one is toxic friendships that lead to a breakup. So currently in the chapter that I'm working on, there is a female main character, and she is an audio engineer, and so she's like DJing basically. And she sent out an invite to the event to all of her friends, and her old roommate and a couple of their other friends RSVP'd, then didn't go, then intentionally like texted her like, oh, sorry bro, like had to drink with the boys. And she's just kind of fed up because they've had a lot of negative interactions where he is being kind of a fair weather friend. And I'm looking for like that perfect juicy mean girl text to send to that guy that would lead to their immediate and explosive like friendship breakup essentially. So this was like kind of the main crux of what we were working on last time, which for 3 hours I did not touch the manuscript one time. So we are improving on that because I have dabbled in the manuscript since. And then we worked on... I did finish the second scene after that where she meets with her mom at the coffee shop. And I added a little bit of TISM to that chapter, so I hope it translates in the ARC read. I am opening up the ARC reads to this the moment I finish the 6 chapters at the end. Well, I guess it's technically 5 chapters in the epilogue, but this will also be available to read for free the moment I finish this, which needs must be before... Oh, what day is... Okay, the calendar. It needs to be finished by Father's Day, ironically, because there's a lot of fatherless activities in this book, and I think that's a perfect day to release it, matter of fact. When I set my June 15th, when I set the June 15th finish date for this, I did not anticipate that that was going to be Father's Day, even though I'm pretty sure it's June 15th every single year is Father's Day, isn't it? Or is it just one of those months where it's like the 3rd Sunday or whatever? Because I'm pretty sure Mother's Day is always on... Mother's Day is always on, like, a Sunday or Monday, isn't it? I'm terrible, terrible, terrible when it comes to calendar dates. Okay, come on, iPad. Be chill. Be chill for like just a minute. Okay. No, don't delete my playlist. Come on now. Behave, Spotify. Okay. Pretty much. So I used to be a dancer, and we're in yet another recession. This is pretty much the third recession I've lived through in my lifetime. So I'm such an idiot. I should have bought real estate in 8th grade. So now I'm using basically all of the different human archetypes that I've met throughout my entire livelihood to write a book, because I guess turns out it's not that hard to write a book, which is crazy. Like, that's insane. That's the most insane thing of this entire becoming a writer process, is that I started writing Bite. I think the first date in my notes app is October 14th or something like that, and on, I want to say it was December 22nd is when I finished that book. And then I took the rest of December and January off to play League of Legends like an absolute gremlin. And I did not get to silver, turns out. But I did manage to rank. So iron tar pit. And then I decided, you know what? I should probably finish formatting this book that I wrote. So I formatted the book, and I sent the initial diagrams or whatever off to the illustrator, and she knocked it out of the park. She did amazing. Exceeded all expectations. I really should just have all of this in a folder. I have to look it up every single time, and that is taking away precious time from yapping at you guys. Keeping you on. The endings are gonna go. I think we're better hypotheticals. So here is, no, I am a support character all the way, because my ex-boyfriend is who taught me how to play League of Legends, and that's how all support characters start. So this is my debut novel, Bite, and she did such a good job. The detail on this, immaculate. She couldn't have made a better cover in my wildest dreams. Amazing. And I've already booked her for my second 2 covers, but I don't get to commission them until I'm at least 50% of the way through the book, as a little treat, as a little reward for me. Yeah, no, she's amazing. I really should be gatekeeping her, but that woman deserves to make $1 million, and I am far too poor to help her achieve that. So if you guys need a book cover, she's amazing. She does it super fast, super great. And she really improved on all of that. My original concept art was, not nearly as great as what she provided for me, and not amazing. Now, in contrast, the cover art for this, I went out of country for, because, I'm going to change the cover anyway in the future. This is going to be one of those where whoever thinks they have a great cover design for this book, I will commission them for it. If they can. So my reasoning behind that is I loved The Great Gatsby when I read it. I read it probably 8 times. Love that book. And it has 1,000 covers for it. So I'm not being as precious with the cover art for this book. But for Bite, it just had to be just so. Who is she? The girl that did the cover art for that illustrator, her name is Rachel Ross, which is hilarious to me because it used to be a really big Friends fangirl. So that is super easy for me to remember. You just think of Friends. And she did such a great job. Now, in contrast, so this is the book I'm currently working on. Think Great Gatsby, modern day, drugs, musicians, at least 2 threesomes that I'm recalling now. And it is, I also am trying to incorporate vibes from, if you guys are familiar with the anime and the manga series Nana, I got really hooked on that. So it's kind of like a more modern, grungy sort of Great Gatsby between two women instead. And they're not gay for each other, but they're like obsessed with each other. Because I'm not intentionally trying to make like an LGB book, but Wednesday Addams. Ash Wednesday. Ash Wednesday. How did I read Wednesday Addams from Ash Wednesday? That's crazy. But this book starts off with like these two girls being very close friends. Both of the girls deal with abuse in different ways. The one girl has a lot of familial abuse, and then the other girl ends up in kind of an abusive relationship, and it kind of contrasts those two girls and sort of their divergence from their friendship and how that affects both of them. But the main character doesn't get to have the closure of what happened to her friend, but you as the reader get to kind of see, like, you guys get to peek beyond the veil and kind of see how everything sort of worked out for her, and you guys get to decide whether or not it worked out great or not. And so I need to finish up the dialogue. So far, we are on chapter, let's see. So far, So far, we're finishing out chapter 20. And that one is kind of, let's see here. Yeah, this chapter is all about death by 1,000 cuts. So just everything that can go wrong is going wrong for her in this chapter. And then the next chapter is kind of a bit of like knight in shining armor a little bit. And we've got just a teensy little bit on there. But I don't want it to be necessarily like, oh, my hero, because the main character is really nihilistic. And ouch, just pulled my own hair. Ow. The main character is super nihilistic, and so this is going to be really her transformation from, like, essentially, like, black cat, like, street cat, kind of, to, like, domestic pet, essentially. This is her rags to bitches story. And after that chapter, we go to sort of her, like, growth and healing journey. And then after that, we immediately go into, like, her early trauma and how she's dealing with kind of the vestiges of her friendship. And she's just, she's gone to work, and she sees echoes of this past relationship in a coworker, and it takes her back, like, to this dark place where, you know, her life is going poorly, and her friend is there for her when nobody else is there for her. And then we see how the regret and guilt of, like, when her friend needed her, she tried to help, but then her friend didn't take the help from that. And just kind of like the cycles of abuse and how those things can continue to perpetrate. And then after we absolutely gut everybody in chapter 24, then we get to see, like, this grand performance that's kicking off, and she's kind of at the center of it, and she's sort of like making all of the background and everything work for everybody else, which is kind of like how she's sort of cemented her role in all of these other people's lives anyway. And then you get, you guys familiar with Avril Lavigne's Skater Boy? We get kind of like a little bit of inklings of that in the epilogue, and it's gonna kind of taper off and sort of like, I want to say like a morose, like what we could have been, very similar to, like, I guess if you haven't read The Great Gatsby, spoilers, but it's been out for like 100 years, so you should read it. Definitely read that book. Super great book. I don't know that everybody really got the full extent of that book, making it required reading for a bunch of, like, middle schoolers and junior high students, but it has a lot of themes in it of, like, regret and what might have been, what could have been. And people really like falling to their lowest selves. And so this is kind of like more of that modern take of like, if you allow your vices to consume you, it doesn't end well for you. And you can claw yourself out of that like well of despair. So hopefully I finish this book on time, because it's getting down to the wire, you guys. I have to corner a Muay Thai fight tomorrow, so I won't be able to write tomorrow, because it's just going to wreck my sleep schedule, which is basically non-existent. And then the next day that I'll have to get after this will probably be Monday, which is not ideal, because that only gives us 2 weeks essentially to finish these 6 chapters, which seems like a lot of time unless you're trying to write the book, which is not a lot of time, because I have to also finish editing this book so that I can send it out for ARC readers and publish it. Because I'm just going to publish it and have ARC reads same time. Might as well. And this one's sort of direct to print, but it's first person POV. It's relatively easy to write. I get a little turned around with third person omnipotent, especially when I'm trying to make it not always omnipotent. So it seems like a lot of time, but it's really no time at all to complete this book. And then the next book that I'll be working on is either going to be book 2 of the Bite series, which is Thirst, and that's basically sociopath, love interest plus female rage arc. And then the moment I hit a snag on book 2 for the Born in the Eternal series, which is the 3-book series that Bite is encompassing in, then I will be starting my billionaire romance series called Moon and Marvel. And Moon and Marble, about sort of found family, like don't touch her vibes, which is really fun. All of my ARC readers are absolutely just feral for that one, but I've only given them the plot synopsis, so they need to chill out and finish their ARC reads, which they're already on. But you know how readers can be. They're absolutely insatiable, which I totally get. I have way more books in my need to read than currently reading, so I don't know how you guys can read multiple books at the same time, but more power to you guys. So let's pop over to our Things You Wish You Said to Your Ex, Toxic Answers Only. Let's pop that one up there. That one is great. I have a lot less drop frame rates this time, so that's great. That is awesome. No, it's never just drinks. Swear it's platonic, you're your hands on my face. Almost so close, maybe you're not mine, but you're almost so close, maybe. So close, maybe you're not mine, but you're almost so close, maybe. down that road, I'm not sucking your own nose. Oh, I did it again. Okay. There we go. Okay. Finally know that you're in for me. Hello. Welcome, welcome. We are working on Where the Feedback Ends. It is the second novel that I'm working on. We have a June deadline for that, so we are going to release our Fatherless Activities book on Father's Day. Seems pretty apt. So right now I am looking for things you wish you'd said to your ex, toxic answers only, and the best answers might even make it into this novel. Also, the moment that this book is completed and formatted, I will have that ready for you guys to read completely for free as part of our ARC rates. And if you're not into contemporary fiction and you guys are more into romantasy and dark romance, I have my debut novel, Bite, still available for, well, I guess that was pretty short. I have my debut novel, Bite, available for ARC raids right now, and you can find all of that. I will link it in chat. Want you to make me forget. Is it gonna... Oh no, did I reset that? Oh, it's... There we go. Need a cat. Need a cat. Chewing gum. Cacao and cocaine. Let's get after that. Copying. cooking. I am the one before the one before the one before the one. The one before the one. Discernible. There you go. Never wanna own. Lying in bed, counting regrets like 1, 2, lying in bed. Lying in bed, counting regrets like 1, 2, lying in bed, counting regrets like. hanging out with Stacy. Everybody thinks we're dating. Top of her class and she's prom queen. Nope. Thoughts. Every weekend when we hang out, I lose my cool when he's around. The words to tell her. Every weekend and we're an hour. How do I find the words to tell her? Tired of hearing the banshee wail of my mother, she spirals into a blackout. Tired of being a vessel for her misplaced aggression. Tired of feeling like her abused roommate rather than her child. She officially lost her mind. I'd been asked to dance from boyfriend possible mate, and when I'd asked her for his arm, she'd come unglued. Why? No discernible reason. It's not safe. Your security posted. Darkness in the valley, we can live like Jack and Sally if we want. Halloween on Christmas, and in the night, we wish this never ends. Wish this never ends. The voice inside my head. Don't waste your time on me, you're already Eyes on menu. Browse. I can't believe I just spelled piecing like peace sign instead of piecing as in like to break apart. Neural pathways are weird. P-I-E. Piece. P-I. Scene. Shackled to this reactor? No. Shackled to this meltdown factory seems a little bit on the nose. You made my heart break. Can't take back the love that I gave you, to the point that I love and I hate you, and I do not choose you, so I must replace you. Well, easier said than done. I thought you were the one, listening to my heart, sound in my head. Squirrel. Oh, Squirrel, you're so helpful. You're so helpful. Yeah. You know, Squirrel, if you'd been doing your job earlier, this book would be done already. But she has a churu habit. And what she doesn't realize is if I don't sell this book, you're going to have to cut back on churros, kitty cat. I think if she grasped the severity of that, she would absolutely be making me write this book faster. Yeah, you got a 3-pack-a-day habit, kitty cat. You're getting a little chunky. No, you're so cute. You're so cute. Hold on. Try not to roll off. She's helping. She's my little editor. Mostly she just walks across the keyboard. Oh, rewrite this whole scene. Such a good kitty. The image of chained to a nuclear reactor that is about to blow up, and the can't climb the ladder to the pedestal I'm keeping you on. So I'm not more, we don't talk anymore. I can see it in my mind. The way your melodies always say my name. She's the devil, sharpening her horns, and she's hiding little horns in her hair. Candy coated, case with any care, you beware. Over the edge I am possessed. Necessary, I can be the one to save you, Can be the one another, She gets so quaint 'cause she's beautiful, crazy, delusional, dances at a funeral. Fast as I can. She's pushing me over the edge. I'm possessed. I got a play date with death to get her back again. If she wants to save you, I can be the one to save you. She gets away 'cause she's beautiful, crazy, delusional, dances at a funeral. Na 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 na. Be the one to save you. Run, 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 run. Snack digesters. So close, maybe you're not mine, but you're almost so close, maybe. Well, that is our time. I think we got a lot done this time. We definitely got more done than we did the last 3-hour stream. So I've got probably a quarter of the flashback done. So that is good work, which means that I can officially say that we have 21 chapters completed. Because now chapter 3 is completed in its entirety once again, now that the flashback is added. Hopefully, by the time I see you guys next on Monday, I will have at least 2 more chapters finished on that, which will mean we only have 4 more chapters to complete. Well, technically 3 in the epilogue. Maybe I'll have the epilogue finished. Who knows? You don't necessarily have to write in order when you're writing a book, but thank you for being part of the journey on this, and I will see you guys on Monday. In the meantime, if you guys want to read a book for free and you're into romantasy, go ahead and check out my arc read on that. I'm pretty sure I have links to that in my Twitch and on the correct YouTube, which is not the one that I'm streaming on right now. This is sort of a YouTube of convenience at the moment. But if you go ahead and check out the chat logs, I have the correct YouTube on there, and you should be able to find the arc reads on that. I'm probably forgetting a bunch of stuff, but if you guys have any questions, definitely message me wherever you're watching me right now, and leave a comment, and I will get back to you post-haste, as I have no life until this book is complete. And then once it is complete, we can just do book club in July, and that'll be super awesome and fun, and we can read naughty, filthy books together.